25 past now. Let's get into this. House Judiciary Committee demanding answers and testimony from the former special counsel Jack Smith. All this happening after his investigation and prosecution of President Trump. The committee chair, Jim Jordan, sent this letter. Quote, as the committee continues its oversight, your testimony is necessary to understand the full extent to which the Biden-Harris Justice Department weaponized federal law enforcement. Congressman Jordan is with me now, and sir, good morning to you. Welcome back to America's Newsroom.
With you, Bill.
If you get the chance to talk to Jack Smith, what's your first question?
Why did the guys who work for you refuse to answer key questions like the fundamental question, was this investigation political? Was it designed to harm President Trump politically? One of his deputies who worked for the special counsel took his Fifth Amendment rights, exercised his Fifth Amendment privilege to that question. We've interviewed multiple lawyers who worked for the special counsel. Two of them each exercised their Fifth Amendment liberties over 70 times. So we want to ask some of those same questions to Jack Smith. And then you couple that, the failure of them to answer questions, exercise their Fifth Amendment right, you couple that with what we know Jack Smith has done and what we've learned of late. Like the fact they were spying on 8 members of Congress. Like some of those lawyers that we talked about who took the Fifth were part of taking Scott Perry's phone from him 3 years ago. So you have all that history, not to mention the raid on Mar-a-Lago, not to mention the gag order they put on President Trump, not to mention we've had a defense lawyer for one of the defendants say that he was offered a what some might call a bribe when he said, we thought you were interested in this judge position. Why are you defending one of these people that we want to investigate in the January 6th investigation? So all that history is why we think it's now appropriate to bring in Jack Smith why we've asked him to come in.
On your letter, you say, want to do it by October 28th, 13 days from now. Coincidentally or ironically, however you want to characterize it, Jack Smith rarely talks. But he did make an appearance a week ago today in London, and the sound just became available. He says it's all politics. Here he is from a week ago today.
The idea that politics played a role in who worked on that case or who got chosen is ludicrous. And Andrew, you know, and this is another thing that I think if you're not inside the U.S. Department of Justice, the idea that politics would play a role in big cases like this, it's absolutely ludicrous, and it's totally contrary to my experience as a prosecutor. So
he says it's absolutely ludicrous. Just want to get the phrase right there. Your response on that?
Well, then why did one of your deputies exercise his Fifth Amendment rights when asked that specific question? Was this political? Why did one of the people who work for you refuse to answer the question when we said, were there other members of Congress swept up in this surveillance, swept up in this spying that took place? Refused to answer. I mean, I think if it's not political, you could answer those questions. How does that in any way jeopardize you in any type of criminal way? I do not get that. So that just doesn't square with what we've discovered. And then when you look at the whole history of this investigation, what they did at Mar-a-Lago when they raided President Trump's home, we talked to people in the FBI that said this was not done the normal way. Why not just talk to President Trump's lawyers, work it out? No. You got to show up, go in, raid his home like they did 3 years ago. So I think all that is why we want to talk to Jack Smith now. We'll see if he comes forward. We'll see if he exercises his Fifth Amendment rights or if he actually answers our questions.
Okay. Your first answer, you ticked off a number of items there, okay? Democrat Jamie Raskin says this: when our Republican colleagues complete their nostalgic rerun investigations of the Biden administration and fail yet again to even identify a whiff of wrongdoing in Jack Smith's work, we hope they will join committee Democrats in demanding serious accountability from this DOJ. Not even a whiff of wrongdoing.
They got the phone records of 8 United States senators. They took the phone of a sitting member of Congress. This is crazy. And they refused to answer how many other members of Congress they got documentations on, how many other members of Congress they were getting their phone records on. They refused to answer those questions. That's not normal. That's not a whiff of whatever Mr. Raskin said. That is not how this country is supposed to operate. I mean, again, think about all the unprecedented things we saw in this investigation, taking a phone of a sitting member of Congress, getting the phone records of other United States senators and other members of Congress, and of course, raiding the president's home. For goodness sake, of course, we need the top guy, Jack Smith, to answer our questions.
Will you subpoena him if he doesn't answer?
Everything's on the table, but yes, there's this routine you go through. So you first ask, and if they don't come in, then we'll move to the next step if we have to.
We'll follow it up. Maybe we get a chance to talk to him ourselves. Jim Jordan, thank you for your time today from the Hill. Thank you, sir.
You bet, Bill. Thank you.